Hey, Jordan Bench here, jordanbench.com. In this video, I want to share with you a great apple cider vinegar morning drink. Now, this drink, this recipe I'm going to show you, is probably the recipe that I use most often when doing apple cider vinegar. And the reason why I do it is because of one ingredient that really helps with inflammation. Now, this entire drink is going to help with overall inflammation, but mainly it's one ingredient that's really going to help out. Now, if you're someone that deals with inflammation in your body, like for instance, if you wake up in the morning and you just feel like that joint pain and it's kind of hard to get going because of maybe the aches and pains that you feel, well, more likely that's inflammation that you're feeling. But inflammation can occur in several different areas of your body. A lot of it has to do with, say, stress or things that we're eating or foods that we're eating, things that can cause damage to our body in several different areas. All those things can begin to cause inflammation, and the more and more inflammation we have, we begin to see all these different side effects in our body that causes problems. So if we can lower inflammation, we're going to be so much better off, we're going to feel better, we're going to do so much better, especially in the morning, because if you get this drink going on first thing in the morning and you just end up feeling better, then your whole day is going to go so much better. So let me go ahead and show you what we have here. I have several different ingredients, but really the whole idea is that all these ingredients kind of work together. They do help with taste too, because apple cider vinegar sometimes has a hard taste for some people to get used to. But a lot of these ingredients do help with inflammation altogether. So obviously the first one we have is apple cider vinegar. In apple cider vinegar, it will help reduce inflammation. And I have right in here, I have about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that into my water. There's 2 tablespoons of that, and you can see a kettle back here. So a lot of times I do heat my water up in a kettle instead of a microwave, because sometimes the microwave can cause some issues. But honestly, you don't really need to be too much of a stickler over it unless you're extremely concerned about certain health issues that it might have. But I like to make sure that my water is warm whenever I do this drink, or typically anytime I do apple cider vinegar, I like to make sure I have warm water. So the next ingredient, this is really the main ingredient that it's all about. This is called turmeric. Now turmeric is really good because it contains curcumin, and curcumin is the main thing that's going to help reduce the inflammation. So right here I have about half of a teaspoon. Now honestly, you can do less than that, you can do a little bit more than that. It's really up to you. A lot of times I don't even measure it. I just take this thing and I just start dashing it into where I feel like it's a good amount. So I'll go ahead and add that into the mix. There we go. It's a nice bright yellow. There you go, you can see that. All right. So that's turmeric. Like I said, turmeric is the main ingredient that we're doing to reduce the inflammation. Okay, now the next one we have, this is black pepper. Now you may be wondering, why am I adding black pepper to this drink? That sounds a little weird, adding black pepper to that. But see, black pepper is going to help boost the absorption of the curcumin in the body. So for instance, because we're using the turmeric and it contains curcumin, the black pepper is going to help absorb that. So without it, you're going to have a harder time absorbing it, but with it, it's really going to increase it. Now, as far as taste goes, I don't really notice a huge difference in taste, so don't really get too concerned about that. Also, I'm doing about 1/8 of a teaspoon as far as the black pepper goes. You don't even have to do 1/8. You can do way less if you want. If you are concerned about the taste, you can actually just do a pinch, and actually that pinch is going to help out absorbing the curcumin more than not having it. So you can go ahead and factor that in if you want. Okay, so the next ingredient I have is cinnamon. And I've done cinnamon in some other drinks, but cinnamon is actually really going to help out with the taste. I don't measure this. Here we go. I just kind of throw it in there. I don't measure it. I don't really pay too close attention to how much I'm adding. But the cinnamon, it contains a lot of antioxidants, and it's anti-inflammatory as well. So that's one of the reasons why I add the cinnamon, but mainly for the taste. Now, the next ingredient, these 2 things are optional. This is just going to help out with the sweetness. So if you're someone that you cannot tolerate apple cider vinegar, it is just too bitter for you, you don't like the taste of it, then I would recommend adding one of these 2 ingredients. So the first one I have is just this wildflower honey, and it's organic. Now I'm going to do about a tablespoon of this. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it up. Let's see if you can see that. Yep. So right about there. All right, I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm just doing a little bit. But what that's going to do, what that honey is going to do is it's going to help better the taste of the apple cider vinegar, because like I said, a lot of times it does taste a little bit bitter. So it's going to help with that. Oh, let's see here. And also what it's going to do is it's antiviral and it's antifungal, and it contains some powerful antioxidants. So you are getting some health benefits with having the honey as well. But like I said, mainly I do it for the taste if you're someone that really has a hard time with it. For the most part though, I don't really add honey because I can tolerate the taste of it. Now, I'm not going to add this into my drink because I already have the honey, but if you wanted to, you could add a pinch of stevia. All right, so stevia is natural. You're not going to have any problems with it, but it is going to add a little bit of sweetness to your drink. But if you do add it, I would just add a very, very minor amount. I wouldn't do a lot because this stuff goes a long way, and if you overdo it, it's just going to be way too sweet and you're not going to like it. So I would start off small, mix all the ingredients in, see what it tastes like, and then after you get a good taste of it, if you want to add more, then add more. All right, so I have my drink here. I'm using a BPA-free straw, and I use a straw just so that the apple cider vinegar doesn't do any damage to my enamel of my teeth. I mix this all up. It's this nice orange drink. Whoop. All right, and I'll go ahead and give this a taste. Yep, and it's completely fine. You will taste just a slight bitterness just because of the apple cider vinegar, but really, it really doesn't taste that bad. A lot of the apple cider vinegar like drinks, I mean, they are pretty rough. It's something you really have to get used to. And I will say, if you can just stick it out, you try it for a week, just get used to drinking apple cider vinegar. And yeah, maybe you have to add honey, or maybe you have to add stevia. Do whatever you got to do just to start drinking it. But that's going to help out in the long run. And you begin to like get adapted to the taste, and it doesn't, it's not that big of a deal. So for me, I've been drinking apple cider vinegar for a long time. I'm used to the taste. It doesn't bother me, but I know for some people it might. So anyways, I hope you like this recipe. I hope you like this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions for me about this recipe, about this drink, or if you have any other questions on any other drinks you'd like to see me to do, or any other recipes you'd like to see me to do, go ahead and comment that below. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.